D-Mac, what does 200 mean to you?
Oh, look, it's pretty special. Yeah, I feel very lucky to first of all, when an 18-year-old to come into this club. So to come in, and the goal was to, when you come in, to play one game and then, go from there. But yeah, just feel very privileged to be a part of this club and have been a part of it for a long time. And I've loved every minute of it.
What do you look back on favourably? Are there moments? I know a lot of people, highlights-wise, remember a big mark you took and a big rap you got from Phil Walsh as one of them. Big highlights you.
Oh, look, there's so many great memories. It's probably the moment, or the 10 minutes after a really good win in the rooms with your teammates. They're probably the things that most of the players really remember, and that's what keeps you coming back for more. So, yeah, great wins, obviously finals victories along the way, and playing in big game showdowns. Yeah, so many that it's hard to sort of narrow it down.
The prelim final maybe against the Cats?
Yeah, look, that was a great game for us, and a great experience. But any finals game and any finals victory has been pretty special. My first finals win against Essendon out here on Amy, in front of 50,000. That was another special moment. So there's plenty of them.
What about the way in which you got there? We hear a lot of 200 game, multiple All-Australian Brownlow medalists, but you've played a role for 200 games and managed to play it well enough to play 200 AFL games. Does that make it even more special in a way, I suppose?
Oh, look, yeah, there's plenty of ups and downs along the way, and this game is really challenging. It's a challenging competition, and I actually really love that challenge, and the downs that you do have along the way, whether it be injury and form and those sort of things. It's the game still keeps you coming back for more, because you love that feeling of having a great victory or being part of something special with your teammates. So that's, as I said, that's what keeps me motivated every day to keep coming in and cracking in as hard as I can.
Are you still motivated to go on beyond this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly feel like there's more that I want to contribute and achieve, and certainly have the drive to keep going and contribute where I can.
So a contract situation? Yeah. Where's that at?
Oh, look, we're in discussions with the club at the moment, so that's probably something that will play out in the near future, obviously. But yeah, I'm sort of having discussions with the club and talking about what next year looks like.
Well, I was just going to ask, is it still as enjoyable as when you started? I mean, the demands on the time are obviously greater now than when you started, but is there still that enjoyment? You hear a lot of players say that it's not as enjoyable as it used to be. But...
Oh, look, the enjoyable moments are certainly still as enjoyable as they are. And, obviously the landscape has changed a little bit. There's, it's a very intense landscape. It's a lot of pressure. But having said that, fundamentally, it's still about coming and playing for 2 hours on a weekend with your mates, and you achieve something special. And as I said earlier, that's what keeps you coming back for more. It's a brilliant game, and absolutely have loved it since I was a kid, and have been very lucky to be able to play at this level for a period of time.
How do you deal with that pressure, Dave? I mean, traditionally, you're one that maybe cops a little bit unfair stick from the fans. Like, how have you dealt with that pressure over 200 games?
Oh, look, you learn along the way to, I guess, shut out what's not important, and you do learn and realise what is important. And really, particularly the second half of my career, it's really just been about what feedback I'm getting from my coaches and what feedback I'm getting from my teammates, and that's pretty much it. Everything else, I understand people are really passionate about the game, people are passionate about our club, and that's fantastic. But ultimately, I understand my role that I've got to play, and I work closely with the coaches and my teammates, and basically that's what I base my performance on, whether I meet those standards that they require of me, and particularly the second half of my career, I've really just focused in on that, because that's something that I can control. I can't really control what happens outside of the four walls, really.
Is it easy to block it out?
Oh, look, it is if you learn how to do it, and obviously it's such a passionate footy state. It is it's everywhere, so it is difficult at times. But no, I think look, it's one of those things you learn with experience as the time goes on, that you can't take on too much of the negativity and everything outside, because you've got a job to play, and that's really all you have to do.
Is that something that you laugh about with your teammates when you're considered a whipping boy?
Oh, it's not something that we joke around about too much, to be honest. No, look, it's I don't really follow much of the media, so I'm pretty oblivious to most things, and I really enjoy being oblivious to that sort of stuff, because it works both ways. When things are going really well, it can actually, I feel like it can, you can become a bit complacent. You can forget about the little things, the really important things that matter, and so whether you're going really well or you're having a period where you're not going so well, I've found it's been really beneficial to block things out.
Still on that attention, mate, it still seems like you've probably gone under the radar a little bit to 200 games. So do you enjoy being, I suppose, out of the spotlight compared to some of the other guys in this state?
Yeah, look, I don't really enjoy any of the individual sort of stuff. For me, as I said earlier, it's about that 10 minutes after we have a really good win in the rooms. That's what I absolutely love about it, and I love being a part of a group trying to achieve something. So that's why I love the game, and why I love this club so much.
What was it like returning on the weekend?
Yeah, it was great. Look, I was out for about 4 weeks, so it's never easy watching, and it was just great to be able to get back and in such an important game for us, and to get the result that we did. Add another special memory to the collection, I guess.
What was the rib injury like?
Pretty painful. One of the more painful ones I've had through my career. It was just very slow in the early processes. I couldn't do much for a couple of weeks, training wise. So that's why I had to sort of build up a little bit more progressively with my training, and then but once it had healed properly, I was able to get back into full training and go from there. So it's good now. At the time it was pretty sore one.
You fired up the ladder predictor for the last couple of rounds to try and work your way into the A?
No, I haven't done that. Look, a lot of things can happen in 3 weeks. We've got 3 games left, obviously, but it doesn't matter what happens beyond this week for us at the moment. So we've got to perform the way we performed last week. If we bring that level of intent, then we'll give ourselves a chance against a team who are in really good form.
How did some of the guys who were in doubt train this morning? Daniel Talia, Mitch McGovern, Richard Douglas and Riley Knight, how'd they go?
Yeah, so Daniel and I think Riley, they'll sort of be given a little bit longer throughout the week. Obviously, going into a Saturday night game, you'll obviously have to do some training towards the back end of the week, but that's fine. And then nothing out of the ordinary with those two. And then, Mitch and Richard trained really well today. So, I'd imagine they'll put their hand up.
So Tales and Riley didn't really do a lot this morning?
No, well, to be honest, every week we have guys who would train later in the week, and there's nothing out of the ordinary there. So those guys will be given, they're put through their paces later in the week, and as I said, that's nothing unusual.
I think it's going to be -2 in Canberra on Saturday night. How many long sleepers are you going to wear?
Do you mean me or the team? Or?
You personally, do you reckon you go double?
I actually don't own one, so I don't think I'll be wearing one. But look, they're the conditions. I think GWS are going to have the same conditions, so we'll see what happens.
They're pretty beat up, aren't they? The Giants.
Yeah, look, they've had some bad luck with injury, and it sort of gets to this time of the year when most teams do have mounting injuries. So they obviously have a challenge, but you've seen the form they're in at the moment. They're playing as well as anyone, and they've got really good depth to their list. So we're certainly not taking them lightly just because they've got a few injuries.
Does really cold affect football at all, like the way that you guys play?
No, not at all. I think it would affect more the people watching, I'd imagine, and us out there where we're running around keeping warm. So that's not really a factor for us. Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys are almost back to your, or getting close to your best, Dave? Like, given you've got a lot of troops coming back in, and that injury toll from the first half of the season is almost gone. You know, apart from I think Cole Hartigan and Paul Seedsman, it's pretty much nearly full strength at this stage of the year.
Yeah, I guess we feel like we've started to get some continuity with our group, and you know, the belief has been there all year that we're capable of playing our best footy. It's just we haven't been able to do it consistently throughout the year. So yeah, we feel like we've got the capability to play our best footy, and we saw through patches last week against Port that you know, they're obviously a really good side, and it was a high intensity game of footy that we played to our level around the contest. We won plenty of the ball, got plenty of inside 50. So if we bring that type of game from here on in, we feel like our best footy is capable enough.
How frustrating that continuity has taken 20 weeks to find.
Yeah, look, it's not ideal. We you know, we'd love to have it from round one, but unfortunately, you know, they were the cards we were dealt with, and you know, having said that, you know, apart from a few lapses throughout the year, we have been able to play some pretty good footy. So, you know, looking forward, I guess the benefit of what we've been through this year has meant guys like Gallucci, Paholke, Murphy, Fogarty have come in, and they've got great experience and have played at the level and played some really good roles for us. So that can only help us moving forward as a footy club.
Will you carry the kids through the banner?
Yeah, I'll rug them up and try and carry them through. We just got to get them there first, so we'll see how we go.
There's been a lot of debate lately if the game is as good as it used to be. You played for it, well, is it as good? Do we need rule changes, all of that?
Oh, look, I don't really have a strong opinion on whether there needs to be change or anything. I think the game does evolve naturally, and you know, I certainly think the level of footy is really high, and yeah, so from my point of view, I think the game's in really good shape.
From a player's point of view, do you think 8 games is a fair sanction for Andrew Gaff?
Oh, look, it's not something I've thought about too much. You know, I obviously feel for all parties involved. It's not an ideal situation, but you know, obviously let the AFL and the tribunal handle that, and you know, support anything they decide to do.
Does it sit well knowing though, like as a player, if that happened to one of your teammates now, people will get severely punished?
Oh, look, as I said, like it's, you know, I feel for all parties involved. It's not ideal for the person who got hit, and also for Andrew as well. It's you know, something we don't want to see, and from either party. And yeah, I just you know, hope that those guys can move on, and all the best to them.
You've been whacked a couple of times. Is it hard to move on from something like that? Like you've had a couple of pretty serious hits.
No, not really. It's a physical game. You understand that when you're running out to play, and unfortunately you can't control everything that happens, and you know, certainly mine were probably more so you know, accident related. So yeah, it was just it's part of the game. You understand that. You understand that's part of the risk, and you take it with it.